Okay. All right. So let's please repeat. Eat.
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 Eats.
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 Write.
Write.
Writes.
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 Bark.
Bark.
Barks.
Barks.
Speak.
Speak.
Speaks.
Speaks.
Okay. Now the second one, if you look at it, has a Z. And this is very hard for some people to pronounce. Zzz. See, he's saying this. Zzz, like a bee. Zzz. Right? You don't have the sound in Spanish. You don't have. Do you have the sound? You have the sound in Spanish? You don't.
We never use.
Oh, you never use. But you say zeta. You don't say zeta. Right? Okay. So this is a Z sound, right? So please repeat. Read.
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 Reads.
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 Jog.
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 Jogs.
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 Call.
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 Calls.
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 Clean.
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 Cleans.
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 Now look at the next one. It has an is sound. It has an is sound. So please repeat. Wash.
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 Washes.
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 Watch.
Wash.
Watch.
Wash.
Watches.
Washes.
Watches.
Watches.
Dance.
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 Dances.
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 Fix.
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 Fixes.
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 Okay? So with these you have three different sounds. At the end, you have an s sound, a z sound, and an is sound. Okay? Now look at this last one. Look at this last one. Okay, now this is not sound. Okay? This is percent. You see 100%? Everyone please repeat always.
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 What is always in Spanish? Siempre. You have that on the Coca-Cola, right? Right? Always Coca-Cola.
Always.
Siempre. Okay? That is 100%. Okay, look at the next one. Usually.
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 Okay, and usually is 90%. 90%. Okay, and in Spanish? Okay, go ahead and write that. If you don't know it, write it. One more time.
Usualmente.
Okay, write that down. The next one, sometimes.
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 And this is 50%. 50%. And sometimes in Spanish?
Algún tiempo.
Wait.
Algunas veces.
Algunas veces.
Algunas veces.
Yes. Well, it's 50%. Sometimes.
A veces.
It's like in the middle. Okay? Look at the next one. Please repeat. Rarely.
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 Okay? Now this one is 10%. 10%. And in Spanish?
Rara veces.
Okay? Everyone got that? Write that down. It's similar. Okay? And then the last one is never.
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 And never is 0%. 0%. And this in Spanish?
Nunca.
Okay? Go ahead and write that down. Okay? So, look at the example. Look at A. Does Carmen usually study in her room? No. She rarely studies in her room. She usually studies in the library. Okay? So please repeat. Does Carmen?
Does Carmen?
Does Carmen?
Does Carmen?
Usually?
Usually.
Usually?
Usually.
Study?
Study.
Study?
Study.
In her room?
In her room.
In her room?
In her room.
No.
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 She rarely
She rarely
studies
studies
in her room.
in her room.
In her room.
In her room.
She usually
She usually
studies
studies
in the library.
in the library.
In the library.
In the library.
Okay, so look at number 1. Everyone look in your book at number 1. Okay, it says, does Linda usually eat lunch in her office? And then it says rarely, and then it says in the cafeteria. Okay, so go ahead and take out your notebook. Go ahead and take out your notebook. We're going to do some writing. Okay, we're going to do number 1 together. We're going to do number 1 together. Okay, so please take out your notebook.